While the Kardashian-Jenners have been heralded in society as feminine archetypes, the true nature of the Kardashian-Jenner family is a masculinized matriarchy led by a masculine dominant mother, Kris Jenner. While Kris Jenner may have had 5 daughters, she only actually has 2 daughters who carry a feminine vibration, one of which being Kourtney Kardashian and the other Khloe Kardashian. In this breakdown, we are going to be looking at Kourtney Kardashian's feminine journey and how feeling unsupported in your feminine journey, particularly during a period of void, can lead to, well, this.
Stop! Kourtney, you...
Like many of us, Kourtney Kardashian's first critical analysis of a feminine journey and feminine behavior was through the lens of motherhood and trying to reconcile her own mother's behaviors and habits with the ones she was trying to develop with her own children.
A pink shirt and pink sunglasses.
You always say something about Mason.
I do.
He looks like this, he looks like that. I get so annoyed at myself for acting the same way to Scott.
While Kris Jenner thrives in a masculine dominant society, she struggles to connect with Kourtney, who at some point starts to realize that she no longer wants to sell herself or sell her energy for any external success or gain.
Understand how you can do that to your family?
Having a masculinized or a masculine dominant mother definitely throws a monkey wrench in that, as they do not have the fundamentals needed to support you. It's this dynamic that led to Kourtney's difficulty in sharing her emotions and ultimately pleading for more time, rest, and relaxation, which was really her calling in her feminine energy. Without having the tools to articulate this void period to a room full of masculines, Kourtney eventually just meets them where they are, in the masculine wound, approaching things with selfishness, cold, and criticalness in an attempt to set boundaries.
And I don't think I'm going to get there and change my mind. And I'm leaving at 4 p.m. and I don't care what anyone says.
While this period in her life came off as her being selfish, it was actually Kourtney fighting for life, for her femininity, and respect for her boundaries.
I have really different values than me. I choose to be a mother to my 3 kids. I am not here looking for another job.
I'm just doing my best.
The wounding of Khloe Kardashian is a feminine journey that is threefold, much like who we are as spiritual beings having a human experience. As we go through life, energetic wounding occurs through the mind, body, and the soul. In this breakdown, we are going to be looking at how Khloe Kardashian's relationship with her mother engineered energetic wounding that ultimately caused an extreme imbalance in both her masculine and dominant feminine energy. Through a learned system of transactional and conditional love, we are going to examine just how Khloe Kardashian learned how to attain self-validation through a lack of accountability and self-betrayal. The history of Khloe Kardashian's othering is best described in her own words.
I'm the redheaded stepchild. Khloe do this, Khloe do that. Thanks. I'm thirsty too.
Through the questioning of her belonging in her family, Khloe learned early on in life that not holding people accountable for the truth, even regarding who she is and her existence, is the safest way to navigate her relationships with others.
I'm so not a part of this family. Look how big my nose is.
While the words femininity and masculinity are actually a representations of energy and not gender, our human association with women as feminine energy, and particularly mothers as feminine examples, can create confusion, discord, and inherent competition between mothers and daughters, especially mothers who are in their own right wounded masculines. Because Kris often acts from a wounded place of selfishness, needing to be right and needing to defend oneself over truth and honesty, she'd modeled for Khloe how to also act within her own wounded place.
Khloe would just let me prove to her that Robert Kardashian is her biological father. Not only for her, but for me too.
Khloe's wounding presents itself as a deep state of victimhood, insecurity, and a lack of boundaries. This lack of boundaries allows for the perpetuation of toxic attachments through the form of self-sacrifice in exchange for external validation. A deeper look into her conflict with Jordyn Woods reveals just how this dynamic was bubbling up and was actually a representation of her frustration with her relationship with Kris Jenner.
Don't give up if it was the first or the 500th. I'm your daughter. Look what they're doing to us. They're with us. Kylie called me. I don't give a. My family was ruined. What don't you get?
The relationship between Kourtney and Khloe over the years provides the perfect backdrop for understanding how your feminine energy is either in a constant state of healing or continuously being hindered. To know if you're in a state of healing your feminine energy, it is important to understand that it is a self-renewing resource. It utilizes the state of being and receiving to strengthen your intuition and guiding you through the cyclical trials of life. Kourtney, who has always been an example of a secure feminine, leans into healing and discomfort in order to reach deeper levels of understanding and peace, deepening her intuition and strengthening her femininity.
Oh no, okay.
The whole thing is about trust, and I just do not trust Scott to help pull me up onto the platform. It's important for me to be in charge, so I feel like I need to do it myself.
Because Khloe's self-security issues run more deeply, her feminine energy is continuously hindered by living in a constant state of fear. Her tendency to try to force life circumstances keeps her in a state of fight or flight and constantly in competition with other feminines around her.
Hello.
Is that Lamajan?
Hold on. Kim wants to tell you something, okay?
It's bad service.
He has bad service where he is.
Thank you.
No, I've been needing to get in touch with him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
When micromanaging life inevitably fails Khloe, she defaults to people-pleasing in order to receive praise to renew her energy, and ultimately ends up crumbling when she doesn't receive enough praise or the kind of praise she's looking for.
Dinner's ready. Look what I did for you, Robbie.
Oh, yes, cheese. So I can get fatter. It's so much fun.
As the cycle of life continues, Kourtney finds herself in deeper challenges, bringing her closer to oneness and higher love, and Khloe finds herself further away from her femininity and in a deeper state of fear, rendering her unable to meet Kourtney in a space of vulnerability where they would normally bond as feminines.
Overwhelmed.
What are we overwhelmed about now? If you even with me with this party today.
The sisters' pathways inevitably diverge during a period of triggering for both of them. Kourtney is left feeling abandoned by her feminine counterpart, and Khloe focuses her abandonment frustration on Tristan, unable to hold space for Kourtney.
She just took it out on me, but I think it was angered to you. Her big main thing was like, Khloe just doesn't have my back.
While human materialism perpetrates abundance, it does not exempt the soul from a scarcity mindset. When feminine energy is repressed, one often craves attention and validation at any cost, manifesting as fear-based behaviors and overdependence. In this continuation of Khloe Kardashian's feminine journey, we are going to be looking at how living through a wounded lens blocks the soul from establishing self-connectedness and emotional strength.
I love everybody else's birthdays. I don't love my own birthday because there's been plenty of years where my birthday just has been kind of like dark clouds around it. So I would rather do nothing and have no expectations.
A lack of self-connectedness is typically created by deriving one's value from the treatment or perceptions of others. In Khloe's case, it manifests as a martyr complex where self-sacrifice becomes currency for admiration or sympathy.
The amount of pressure that's on me,
Just
they'll
okay.
say,
I just want you to know
Lamar
that
wouldn't be surviving if it wasn't for you. Lamar, don't leave here without Lamar. So why does everyone forget this whole situation?
Well, who cares about what everyone else thinks? It's about what you know.
And
you
I
just
want
need
to
be
live the life
confident
that I
in
was
your
already
decision.
living before this whole thing happened.
This ultimately causes a hindrance in one's emotional strength, shifting between heart chakra imbalances of over-attachment and at times emotional manipulation.
Yeah, no, I never left his side. I never left the hospital room.
How did you get through that time?
I talk to my dad a lot. I have like conversations with him. People might think I'm crazy, but I love it. It gives me comfort. But there was a time I didn't shower for 6 or 7 days, and like the doctors were like, okay, like if we let your mom in here and watch him while he's sleeping, will you just go take a shower downstairs? Like, okay, sure.
With the most coveted admiration being from masculine energies, wounded feminines can strive to mask their insecurities under toxic perfectionism and masculine mirroring in order to garner approval.
And I want him to feel like he has a home for his journey of like constantly getting better. I want him to feel good about the place he's staying in. So that's what I'm hoping you guys could help me with.
Yeah.
In order to address this issue of self-worth, feminines like Khloe have to stop trying to fix themselves by overworking for love and start moving through discomfort to create a more secure vision of self.
It's so easy for people to say, you don't know them, don't pay attention, or did it?
Yeah.
Trust me, I try not to, but when you're walking down the street and then even paparazzi's heckling at you the same things that you're trying to avoid, it's so deteriorating on your self-esteem, your confidence, the way that you view yourself. I think I need a therapist.
The healing of feminine energy requires a rebalancing of the upper chakras, starting with the heart, then the throat, the third eye, and then the crown. In this breakdown, we are going to be continuing Kourtney Kardashian's feminine journey in looking at her process of opening her heart chakra and how wounded energies respond to the discomfort of her growth.
Make fun of me for going.
We don't make fun of you for going to therapy. We make fun of you for literally hating us because of your therapist.
The first step in healing your heart chakra is removing any blockages. And typically these blockages are manifested through traumas that occur in early childhood.
She said because mom cheated on dad, I have like an issue with betrayal because I knew what it felt like.
Did she say that's why you're mean to mom? Because you're mad at her?
No, but mom me in so many ways. We were talking about it all day yesterday.
As Kourtney analyzes her relationship with Kris Jenner, she notices correlations between the masculines she attracts and the masculine dominant energy in her life in her mother.
It's nothing bad. It's just understanding, and then understanding how that affects our current relationships. Like if there's certain behavior that like Eunice will do or something that's similar to things that my mom would do, just like subconsciously it will just bring up similar issues.
Because Khloe and Kris are of wounded energies, they shift into spiritual bypassing in response to Kourtney's growth.
I had a problem, I wouldn't go to her, ever.
But if you had a problem,
Did
you
you?
should be there.
I don't know, did you? 'Cause
I don't go to anyone. I'm like,
Okay,
but
but-
Kylie and Kim go to mom all the time. So like she is available
Okay,
to
to
the
them.
kids who need her.
I never went to her.
But she's still a
I
great
would go
mom.
to dad. That's fine.
Oh.
I just said she was not my person.
Khloe comes from a place of martyrdom from a wounded feminine energy, shifting into victimhood, and Kris Jenner shifts into wounded masculine energy by justifying her behavior.
I mean, like even how she like says the memory she has with you, and like I get annoyed by that.
All she had was Cinderella, fairy dust,
No.
and magical wands. I mean, it was the best. She was doted on as a child.
Caviar wishes and champagne dreams.
Because Khloe lives largely disconnected from her feminine energy due to her idealization of two prominent feminine figures in her life who actually vibrate in a masculine dominance, she is unable to consciously understand why Kourtney is doing what she's doing. Without active work and self-accountability and the accountability for others, Khloe views Kourtney's expansion as a personal attack.
For some reason, you do not give mom the benefit of the doubt ever from your childhood, and it's really unfair.
The true essence of feminine energy is the ability to access self-approval internally as opposed to from the outside world. The masculine nature of productivity as a means to fulfillment is not only forced on the true feminine, but inevitably leads to exhaustion and a deep sense of self-doubt. Unlearning masculine conditioning to call forward your feminine energy requires a restructuring of your value system and daily way of being.
And like working is just, it's not my top priority. It's never going to be.
In this breakdown, we are going to be looking at specific ways to cultivate your feminine pathway by deconditioning from the masculine.
Like, no, I'm not up for it today.
Protecting your life force energy is a key component of mastering your femininity. However, negative stereotypes around a restful mentality continue to separate many feminines from finding peace.
Maybe traveling isn't like a priority to you, but it is to me. But I feel like you would never take the time to just go, like, do something.
In order to learn to be receptive, detached from outcomes and judgment, feminine energy requires an inner softening, while at the same time learning protective techniques to address the inevitable opposition many feminines face in making this shift.
I agree that I acted like I didn't care about all of her stuff because I truly didn't. She didn't have any other appointments. She just wanted to take the day easy.
The past like few months has been consistently late to work, which is, you know, there's always an excuse this or that. What's wrong? She's like, oh, couldn't get it together, deal with it. Like,
I feel like my sisters really aren't hearing what I'm saying and that we're focusing on the wrong issues.
This starts by undoing the strive for success, do more to achieve, not accepting help way of being many feminines are used to.
I have, made a couple changes of things that I think would hopefully make me happier. So I'm just going to start that way and, just really seeing how I feel.
Instead, feminines can choose to soften their approach to life by creating a vision for everything they believe they deserve and learning how to hold that vision and allow intuitive guidance to take over in achieving it.
It is my first day back to work, back to filming after my summer vacation.
Feminines must learn to lean back, create space for the ebb and flow of energy to fearlessly call in the life they deserve and be willing to remain open to receiving it. This openness helps to remove barriers around the heart space, or what feminines will come to know as their source. While Kim Kardashian serves as one of the world's biggest feminine sex symbols, she actually embodies a divine masculine energy that rivals any self-proclaimed high-valued man. The energy of the masculine dominant woman can range anywhere from the androgyny of Kris Jenner to the hyper-performativity of Kim K. In this breakdown, we are going to be looking at the process of connecting to one's feminine energy when coming from a masculine dominant lens. Because masculine energy lives in the mind, drawing strength from the lower chakras, Kim Kardashian views her femininity as a task to be taken on.
So you're going to do Pilates once a day and a workout.
This is my one chance to really look and feel my best, and I really want to, and I really want to be prepared for this and not be insecure.
Because of the unconscious nature of masculine energy and everything deriving from thought, wounded masculine women can fall into the trap of seeking success, fear of failure, and relying heavily on outside opinions in order to derive their own femininity. This can lead to the perpetuation of performative behaviors and emulation of other feminine energies that seem to connect more easily to their intuition.
Think about all these things that I went through, and then I feel like you go through them after me.
Totally. It's like identical. What are you trying to say?
No, not even about certain
I copy your
situations.
style and guys now.
In order for masculine energy to break out of thought, the universe typically triggers them with traumatic events. For Kim, this could be anywhere from fame to being robbed and even getting a divorce.
I think this shoot just represents a lot for me. When you go through a divorce and you go through big changes, everyone's always finding themselves, and I definitely have taken time to get to know who I am and what I want.
It is through these traumatic events that masculine energy is challenged to take action, fall deeper into their heart space, and avoid spiritual bypassing by overemphasizing the positive and avoiding some of the negative, more heavier energies that exist underneath the surface.
But I think for so long, always depending on someone else, I forgot that I have an opinion too, and I forgot that I can make decisions too.
Because of the broken society that we live in, masculine energy can struggle to find its footing in a world that entitles them to everything but refuses to nurture their inner process. In this breakdown, we are going to be looking at Robert Kardashian as the troubled masculine archetype.
Why are you so angry all the time?
Because Kim is literally the most selfish person here and doesn't give a about if I have a career.
Without the presence of secure and integrated masculines, many troubled masculines become despaired and frustrated with the state of their life, feeling lost and unable to find a reason why.
You know, Mom, I was saying, like, my income right now is really bad. I don't have anything coming in. I mean, I have the sock thing. So, like, how are you going to figure out about opening that store?
Robbie, you prove you're flaky, so they're not going to want to work with you.
First of all, Kim, stop being selfish.
Despite the fact that there are many different masculine examples in the Kardashian family, Robert struggles to find support in building his self-security and autonomy.
I want to open up a men's
But Mom never helped us with that.
Anyways, she's my mother, and...
Okay, hang on for a second. Okay, guys, hang on for a second. First of all, what are you feeling in this moment?
Like, they don't understand.
Misunderstood. And how does that feel to you?
It's frustrating.
You look sad. Am I misreading you?
For many masculines, this can lead to deep senses of insecurity. These insecurities are further exasperated by toxic masculine energies who seek to dominate and create judgments, and even the most well-meaning feminine energies who leap to coddle and perpetuate a disconnect from their heart-centered and intuition.
Robert feels like these are big decisions he needs to make in his life, and maybe he's not getting what he needs from all of us.
Right.
And he might have gotten it from his dad.
It just frustrates me that, like, we're supposed to be a family and a team, and when there's an opportunity to be in the mix or even to do something.
You say you want something. Well, no one ever gave me anything. Like, I worked. I wanted something. I made it happen.
Healing for this masculine will begin in the solar plexus by identifying deep issues of low self-esteem. Through a reconciliation of perceptions around power and inferiority, these masculines will start to notice rippling effects in their relationships and overall sense of security in life.
All I care about is, like, saying yes to my mom, making her happy, doing whatever my sisters want to make them happy. And I feel like when it comes to the easiest thing, they won't help me.
If human currency is money, energetic currency is what we know as karma, which means there is no shortage of karmic situations, ties, and relationships in any of our existences. The concept of good karma is typically attached to situations we deem as good or positive. In truth, most karma is neither bad or good, but rather necessary in our soul's endless quest to achieve wholeness. One of our primary karmic interactions occur in our responses to change and how we support ourselves through the journey.
Now that Scott's back in the picture, it's just not the same. I barely see Courtney. I think Scott is threatened by our relationship and how close we are.
This can be best assessed in the ways we support others on their journey. Oftentimes, these realizations can act as a mirror in our becoming aware of how much control we rely on or feel entitled to.
Every time I see you, are you not rude to Scott? I will cut your balls off. Tapish, he's a bull, and you need to break up with him.
When one aims to control, it can sometimes look like centering your own needs or point of view above others.
You know what, Court? I'm so disappointed in you. I think this is disgusting, and I think he is disgusting, and I want nothing to do with him.
The ability to compassionately support others is indicative of an ascending or evolving soul. To support others is to honor the worthiness of their life experience, and therefore that of your own.
As much as I felt a certain way about Khloe and Lamar, I didn't say anything. I let her have her moment. I supported her, and we didn't even know Lamar. I'm just asking for the same respect back.
You're having a baby.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. I know Chloe's probably feeling.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To attempt to control, influence, or stifle change in any form will cause your energy to remain stuck on a karmic merry-go-round, unable to meet others in the place of dignity and respect, where you would also like to be met within yourself.
I feel more empty and more unresolved than anything else, and I'm like internally sad. I want Bruce to do what's best for him. I just wish, like, you couldn't have given us a little more time to, like, hang out with you some more.
I think I know what
You
I'm
just
doing.
tell
Tell
me
me it's not your boyfriend, but you're with him all the time. I don't care if it is. Just take ownership.
Always been
Chloe.
on your side.
Chloe.
Thanks for calling me after I left your house. I haven't spoke to you since then when I left in tears. So you obviously...
You didn't call me either.
Why should I? You're the one who was lying to me.
I'm not lying, Chloe.
You were,
I
until
just
we
didn't
got it
tell
out of you.
I didn't tell you.